What's going on, everybody? It's Neil from 2AF. On Monday, April 14th, I had a chance to go to an Aimpoint training day down in Frostproof, Florida. Eric was the main guy giving the presentation, but Aimpoint also had a crew of people, both from their Virginia office and from Evan's group, to help out. It was a great group of people, and I think it was a really good event. Eric did a really great job of going over the company's entire history and product history, kind of in chronological order. And he talked about how Aimpoint products are basically, every time a new product comes out, it's a kind of a culmination of things that they've learned from products in the past. For example, one of the more popular models that you'll see from Aimpoint is like their Comp series. So they had the Comp M, Comp 2, Comp 3, etc. He explained how under heavy use, the knob to control the brightness of the dot can sometimes break. And so in the M4, they really overbuilt that part. He took this M4 and kind of smashed it on the ground several times, right on the knob, and it really didn't have any effect. That was pretty impressive to see. Early in the day, Eric took a Aimpoint Micro T2 that he named Christine, and he dunked it in a container of water and said, "We'll get back to this later." When we got to the point where he went over how to zero guns, he took that same that same T2 named Christine, took it out of the water and put it on a gun and had one of the other people there, had him zero the gun. He fired his initial shots, went down, took a look, and using Aimpoint's target that they have on their website with instructions how to zero each optic, we looked at it, adjusted it the way that the target suggested, and the next group was nearly right on. The interesting thing was then he took that optic off, asked somebody to throw it downrange. Eric went downrange, picked up the optic, threw it back to the rest of us, picked it up. It was filled with sand from the range and it had just been impacted twice. He dunked it in the water to wash it off, put it back on the gun, asked the guy to shoot another group, and literally it was shooting in the exact same spot. Now, you kind of expect this from Aimpoint, but even though you think that you have that kind of confidence in the product, I think it's still pretty impressive to see that when it actually happens. So that was a pretty cool demonstration. After this, everybody had the opportunity to shoot a wide variety of Aimpoint sights on a wide variety of guns, including that new pistol caliber carbine from Springfield, the Kona, which should be kind of out right now. So that was a pretty cool opportunity as well. Of course, we also got to shoot their newest model, the COA enclosed pistol optic. Of course, they were on a series of Glocks. Aimpoint explained how Glock has the exclusive to this optic for about the first year, but then after that, the optic should be available on a variety of other brand pistols. There was also a small shooting competition in which I choked at the very end, but congratulations to the guy who won. He went home with a new Aimpoint P2. All in all, I was really glad that I got to go. Eric went over how this is Aimpoint's 50th year anniversary, which is in itself pretty impressive. After I saw that, I kind of went back and looked at some of these old Aimpoint ads to show where they started. Man, that's a long time ago for an optics company. And man, they've been building primarily, not exclusively, but primarily red dot sights for 50 years now. Look at some of these old advertisements with optics on pistols. You know, putting optics on pistols hasn't really become popular until, I don't know, maybe the last 5 or 6 years or so. But you can see how long it's been around and who kind of was at the forefront of making that happen so long ago. Also learned that in those 50 years, Aimpoint has produced over 5 million sights that are out there in the world. That's an incredible number. Another incredible number is that over 1 million of those sights have just gone to the U.S. military. Not to the U.S., but just to the U.S. military. Over the years, they've purchased over 1 million sights and continue to be in heavy use all the way up to this day. I've been an Aimpoint consumer for probably 25 or 26 years. This is the first Comp M that I bought probably in very late 99 or very early 2000. And then sometime around 2002, 2003 is when I actually became a dealer for Aimpoint and sold them. Over the years, I've purchased some even older models. Like this is a Aimpoint 3000, which is probably somewhere around 40 years old. And although at one point I did have to send this back for warranty work because one of the contact springs had broke, they fixed it. And I still shoot this optic to this day at matches and classes. Sometimes it rains outside, and the thing is still waterproof. It still holds a zero, and of course, most importantly, it still functions all the time. I'll shoot it in matches still and bring it to different demos that we do to this day. I don't consider it to be as old, but even this M2 model that's on this Mark 18, this gets shot a lot. And this optic that I bought new is probably somewhere around 20 years old or so, and no issues with this thing ever. It's kind of on a gun that I use. Like if I don't know if the gun I want to use is zeroed or not, I pick this one up because, man, I know this one is always zeroed. I'll wrap this up just by saying that I thought it was a great event, and it really reminded me that why Aimpoint is where they are in the market. 50 years of making primarily just red dot sights, and over time they've shown to be the most reliable, most rugged, most trouble-free optic that you probably are able to buy. I know not every gun out there really needs something like an Aimpoint, and there's other companies' products that I buy and own and use and sell. But man, if you need something that is going to be good all the time, Aimpoint is really where it's at. Finally, if I can ever help with anything, always feel free and reach out. Neil at 2af.com, 904-593-6922. You can call or text that number, or just get in touch with me on any of these social media platforms. Head on over to 2af.com, check out Aimpoint, and get signed up for email notifications. And everybody, thanks for watching.